This program is brought to you by Emory University.
The very first time we met in Dharamsala, His Holiness had absolutely no idea who I was. He looked at me and he said, "So you're an actor?" My brother tells me, "You're an actor." I said, "Yes." And he said, "When you do your acting and you're crying, are you really crying?" And he said, "When you're angry, are you really angry?" And I said, "Well, yes, of course. I mean, it's, if the performance is going to be realistic, I'm really crying and I'm really laughing and I'm really angry." And His Holiness looked very deeply into me and he just started laughing hysterically. Of course, what he was saying to me was, here I am, this creature who imagines emotions. I imagine a narrative. I imagine a universe. I imagine feeling things. And I believe, on some level, that I'm actually feeling them, although I just conjured them up myself. And of course, the world functions exactly the same way. We've all living an enchanted life. The enchantment is we've created this universe of emotions. Positive, negative, all these things happen. And we believe they're actually real. Now, what an extraordinary lesson in creativity I was given in my very first 5 minutes with His Holiness.
But yes, I think that the liberation of the inner self, that space is huge. It's huge and it's indomitable. And out of that comes the possibility of creating with amazing freedom and amazing energy.
So a lot of problems which we are facing is actually our own creation. So in that respect, we cannot find answer or remedy for material development.
Purely from outside.
We must from within. Now educate other people.
Right.
Now please pay more attention about our inner world.
Yes.
Uh,
The struggle is forever, and that is part of what we accept. We accept that as artists, we accept that as human beings who want to evolve. And you must learn to have joy in the struggle. And that joy in the struggle is that moment of acceptance.
I'm assuming that that also applies to the universe. You can have perfect vision on the everyday universe that we exist in. And that would be the same creative, I would call that creative vision that can transform the world, seeing it purely as it is beneath the surface. To me, that's a very creative act.
Oh, good. Thank you.
There was a teacher I met years ago, I think in Dharamsala, and he told me this story. He had also spent decades in prison, and it was struggle sessions after struggle sessions and tortures, and his jailers would pee on him almost every day. It was just, every day was abuse. And when things began to change a little bit in the 1980s, the same jailers who had been peeing on him, the very next day asked for teachings. And he spent the rest of his time in prison giving teachings to the guards who had been abusing him for the 20 years before that. And from a full open heart.
One monk, Namgyal Monastery, he spent 18 years. I think you already heard. Namgyal Monastery, he spent 18 years in Chinese Gulag after 59, since 59. Then early 80, he came out. Then he mentioned during 18 years, there's a few occasions he really faced some danger. And I thought maybe danger on his life. And what kind of danger? I asked him. He mentioned danger of losing compassion towards Chinese.
Yes.
His sort of awareness, so some kind of enlightened sort of attitude.
Exactly.
So keep his peace of mind. If you see more anger, no use.
So there's no way of feeling, from my perspective, that we are in any sense able really to afford to be oblivious. So I would just say that it is up to all of us, as it always is. It's always up to us. And my generation in the 60s felt that we did not screw up at all. We felt like we did our best. We gave our lives, a lot of us, and we changed this whole part of the country. The reason we are sitting here, the reason I'm sitting here next to Richard, do you realize we could have been arrested for sitting next to each other within our lifetime?
I think in this country, we have the illusion that things are okay. And I keep thinking that maybe that's a huge problem for us. That we have to create a situation, or at least understand our real situation, which is that we're drowning in mediocrity. We're drowning in egocentricity, in not caring. You know, I came of age in the 60s, and we had an enormous impact on the world. And I don't think since then that the college students or the young people in America have assumed that kind of responsibility. Especially now, with 2 wars going on, the kind of economic wars that are brewing around the world. I think this is really the time that we have to engage. And instead of having Chinese jailers peeing on us to motivate us to make that kind of strength and courage inside of us, that it's our own world as we look around needs to motivate us to get involved and do something. It can be done. You know, the energy, the intelligence, the wisdom, the pure energy that is America can have an enormous effect now.
If you sort of American spirit goes down, it's very dangerous. This is the nation who really leading nation of free world. So if you, American, is really sort of demoralized. So that's the end of the free world. So this nation sort of struggle or keep your spirit, democracy, liberty, individual freedom, hyper for the rest of the world. Look at you, follow you. That's very important. Thank you.
I think we want you to sit down.